We forgot to make up people this morning.
Yeah.
Let me fix my hair.
That's right, right? Crazy.
Yeah, but you're beautiful. See, I'm ugly. I'm like an
Pop
old.
my
That's right. A little red in the cheeks. So Ryan's under the weather today.
So I'm filling in. Woohoo!
Yeah, she's much better looking. So this week is the garden. So it was a big deal. While the boys were away out of town, out of country, where they didn't have to do the work.
Right. Let's walk in the garden.
We rebuilt the garden. And the reason we rebuilt the garden was because although we had success with tomatoes and some other stuff last year, we didn't have a lot of success with a lot of things. We spent a lot of time this winter laying down compost, leaves, ash, all kinds of stuff. Chicken manure to try to get the soil better. And then tilled it all in, and then tilled it again this spring. I saw a video on YouTube and ordered a book. It's called the Mittleider system. And it's a guy who's been around, he's dead now, but he did this for many, many years.
He's eating his vegetables.
That's right, eating all the vegetables. He exported this system all over the world, and it's very well thought of. So I said, why not? We built the Mittleider system in about a week, not including cutting all the lumber. And the Mittleider system is basically boxes of a certain size filled with your own custom soil. And for us, that means sawdust and sand, river sand specifically, because that's what we had. So you end up with a basically no nutrient substance that's easy to plant in, that's easy to weed, and
it drains well.
It drains really well,
yeah.
Yes. But it has no fertilization in it. So what you do is when you build the soil, you fertilize it, and then you fertilize it when you plant, and then you have a weekly regiment fertilizer that we make up, which is Epsom salt, a 13-13-13, actually should have been a 16-16, but we couldn't get it. And then also
specific nutrients,
30 nutrients,
yeah.
Which we add in a package to it. So what we do by doing that is control the fertilization so that the plants get the same amount of nutrients all the time. And then they're able to pull it out of the soil easily because it's easily mixed into the soil. And then the watering, we built irrigation systems. So
we drilled 5,000 holes.
We drilled a lot of holes. And I made, you know what we did? I realized,
boop, boop, boop,
you know
all
what?
in here.
In fact, we're going to show you, because we're going to turn one on here, because we already have this planted. But if we turn this on, you'll see the water come out. So we drilled all those little holes in that pipe. And some of them we didn't drill right, so they come out too far and they go over the bed. But what happens?
Most of it gets in the bed.
A lot of it does, yeah. But we don't want it going in here because that'll help weeds grow.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll try to fix that. I shortcut, instead of drawing a line down each pipe and drilling the holes exactly. I said, oh, that's about right. And we ended up with some of them are too wide and they go out over the bed. But now
I see like one or two.
But that creates mud, yeah. So we'll fix it. So you can see she's already planted some. We still got another freeze coming, but it worked out well. So we've got how many beds, how many planting rows? 1 row, 2 row, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16, 14, 15, 16. We almost got 20 rows. The 3 boxes down below are corn. And then we built this thing called a T-frame. The T-frame are for the climbing plants, right? Like what? Tomatoes.
The melons, cucumbers. We're going to do that where when like the melons grow, we're actually going to hang them. So they're not going to be on the ground.
Yep. Actually, nothing goes on the ground. You don't want anything touching the ground because that's what allows the insects to climb up onto the plant, and also it stops rot because they sit on the ground and they get rot, and so that's another reason. So a couple of things we got to finish. Some of this irrigation is not quite finished, but we're still in early spring. In fact, it's a freeze tonight, so we got time.
Everything that I've got in now, it's supposed to be in before like the last couple of freezes. So that's like the broccoli, spinach, carrots, cauliflower, Swiss chard, lettuce. So. And
then that wire, what happens to that wire is when we're untwine from each side down like a V, and then we train each plant. We have to come out every day, and every plant, you wrap it around the twine so it grows up the twine. So it'll be interesting to see this about July and see. And then of course our chair planting, which we've had a lot of comments about, you can see there's things already growing out of it. So that's going to be kind of cool. And her compost pile that she's turning every day. That is the garden. And it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. We had to build a retaining wall there, a retaining wall over there, a log retaining wall
and
there.
all these boxes had to be leveled.
Yeah, all these
so
boxes.
We had to move
this
all
was all
this
filled. Yep. There's a lot of work. But hey, but the thing is, it'll be here year after year after year after year. So that yeah.
And when we die, you can just plant us in the box.
That's right. We'll decompose in the box.
Right? We have lots of lime, so we're good.
The PVC pipes are kind of cool because the PVC pipes, not only do they hold up the boards, but you can also put pipe in it like this, and you can create hoops to grow, to warm the soil quicker, to grow later in the year if you wanted to.
Make like a greenhouse.
Greenhouse,
effect.
yep. And that's built too, where I can put 2x4s vertically on each end, and we could make that into a greenhouse too if we wanted to.
And we're going to change the fencing too. You're going to make the fencing all electric.
All
right?
electric this year, yep. We're going to take down all the wire that we put up.
Sneaky little deer and squirrels and everything else.
We started last year. I don't know if people remember, if they saw the videos, we started last year with the fishing line, because I saw that on YouTube. That'll keep the deer out. Well, yeah, but it didn't keep the squirrels out. So we put up the wire, and the wire didn't do anything because they just climbed over it. The squirrels ate all of our corn last year. So we're going to fry their little butts this year with some electric fencing.
Right. Just around here. I feed them outside of this.
That's right. You have lots of stuff to see, as lots of work that we did, but it's been worth it. I think it'll be, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what we grow.
Yeah.
All right, so there's first 2 boxes. So we fill those boxes, and then I'm going to go this afternoon and get a load of sawdust and a load of river sand. And we're going to fill those boxes with sawdust and river sand, and that's what we're going to plant into. So there'll be boxes like that all the way across the garden. Down where the red clay is, there'll be 2 rows going the other way. That's where the corn will be. And then down, that'll be those will be the climbing boxes. We got a lot more to do, but as in anything, when you get started, you get better as you get going because you learn what you got to do. So a big part of this is just leveling it. That's a pain in the butt to level. All right, we got first boxes done. Dang, it's a lot of work. So we went down with the dump truck, got a load of sawdust and a load of river sand. So that's 75% sawdust, 25% river sand. And that makes a nice lightweight custom soil to hold the roots. So we'll start now on this next box, get this level. These are for the other boxes or rest of our boxes, and we're going to cut the ends square so we can oil them, and then we've got to level out the ground, build the boxes. Those are 18-inch boxes. We're going to go to 48-inch boxes. We're going to go bigger boxes this time and plant double rows. So there should be about 4 more here and 1 over there for the corn. So hopefully, and then we've got some boards up there we got to bring down here, and then hopefully we'll have these all done today.
And then Miami put up a temporary electric fence. And he thinks it's just so funny because poor Mo hit the fence.
And he won't come down here anymore.
And he won't come down here with us. Mo, where are you?
Mo!
Mo!
Come on!
He's up there somewhere, running back and forth. Poor Mo. Mo got zapped.
No, we know the fence works now.
And the chickens were out, and now they're all back in the tunnel because the hawks are out today. We've had 3 of them running around screaming above us, so we like our chickens. We want to keep them. And you can see we've got some things planted down there. Oh, and my grow chair. It's not a grow wall, it's a grow chair.
Grow chair.
My grow chair. So I've got peas, and I have 1 little radish coming up, And then just a mishmash over here of some lettuce and some kale. And I'm not sure what that is. I guess we'll find out when it grows up.
I started to till this and move the dirt, and I said, this is ridiculous. So I went and got the excavator and cut the bank. So I'll build a wall on that bank. So we'll have a really nice lower plot here. This whole thing will be just for 4-foot wide bed with 2 pretty wide rows on either side. And I'll have trellises. I'll build T-frames up 8 feet. So I've got that box in. First load of sawdust ready to go in it. Got to level it up a little bit. And then we'll put a 11-foot box. It'll go to that stake right there. We got to give ourselves room to get around. And then these extra 2x8s, I'm going to build that wall right there. So there'll be a wall that runs right along there. 2 2x8s ought to do it. And then we'll have this area here. I'll probably put a couple of square boxes in there. So tomorrow, finish that. And then I'll make this box for the corn. And then we'll start thinking about going to get some more sand and sawdust, because we're going to need a bit more. So, and then we also got this seeded over here for where I messed it up. We messed it up bringing in that sand and sawdust. So that's seeded. All right, end of another day. I kind of overloaded the trailer and the truck. So instead of taking the dump truck, I took the pickup, loaded it with sand, and it was really wet sand, so it's kind of heavy. Then with everything on it, when I came over the railroad tracks, it popped the hitch right off of the trailer. It's laying down there by the railroad tracks. I couldn't stop because there was traffic coming both ways. So 2 rows there, 2 rows there, and you can see down here is the lettuce and broccoli is already in. And then these are 4 rows. Those are going to be the irrigation pipes. There'll be valves on them. You can turn them on. 4 rows there. These boxes are this morning's project. This is going to be a 4x8 double high potato box, and it'll sit right here in this triangle. That box is a 4-row. This is a this is where the climbing vines will be, the melons, things like that. I gotta build a T-frame, 8-foot high T-frame above that, and then these are the 3 corn boxes. So still got sand in the back of the truck from yesterday and sawdust on the trailer, and Mo's getting in the way. The goal for today is get these T-posts done, 4 of them. One's done. Got them all oiled yesterday late. So those will go in this bed, and you'll see there'll be strings run from the outside of the post on either side down towards the middle. The vines will grow up in a V shape and get plenty of sunlight. And then also today's goal is to get this irrigation as much done as possible and tied into the existing irrigation from the pump, which runs up there, which we're going to tie into the rain barrels, which I've got installed or almost installed on the gutters. So we should be able to just open a valve up and irrigate.
Good morning. This is like day 5. Chickens love this grass. And I got to get all this grass out of here anyway. Stick some grass in here. We're getting 8 eggs from 8 chickens a day now. That's pretty awesome. More eggs than we can eat.
Been worth it. It was I think it'll be, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what we grow.
Yeah.
And so, but
how,
we're back.
how it grows.
So now we're back to the pool, and which is exciting. Putting gravel in today, on top of so starting to build the biological filter. So get on that today. So there we go. So hit the button, subscribe, tell your friends, do all that stuff. So you know we can
That's right.
make
Give
it
us a thumbs up.
right. Make it worthwhile our doing these. We appreciate you.
Our green thumb,
Our green
Gertie.
thumbs
Our
up.
green thumb Gertie.